Okay, Pablo, we made the French toast casserole and the breakfast slaw. Are you ready to make the ginger fruit salad? We also have a bonus recipe.
That sounds great.
We're going to get started on the fruit salad. We're going to wash all of our fruit really well. And each of these fruits we need 1 cup of. So start by cutting the grapes in half. I know it's super fiddly, but if you've ever chased a whole grape around on your plate with a fork, you'll know why this is important. Next up, some purple grapes. I have no idea what these long purple grapes are all about. I ordered just some regular ones, and this is what arrived. They were super delicious. If anybody knows what this variety is called, please put it in the comments below. And mango, we're going to cut a cheek off of each side of the pit, score it, and turn it inside out, and it makes it really easy work of getting the chunks off of the skin. And don't forget to carve any extra flesh off of the seed too. You can't cut all of the fruit off of the seed, but you can gnaw it off, so that's a nice little chef's treat. Next up are some kiwis. I find it easier to get the skin off with a spoon like that than peeling with a peeler. But you do you, boo. We're going to cut up a cup of kiwi chunks. And while we're at it, we're also going to cut some garnishes for later, where we don't cut them into chunks. We just slice them and cut them in half. And those will be important for tomorrow when we put the rest of it together. Next up is a blood orange. Man, did this thing make a mess. It looked like a CSI crime scene on my cutting board before too long. And if you don't want to deal with this mess, I would say just use a regular orange or a Cara orange instead. And here, just to make a fancier presentation, I am supreming the oranges there. And that is just cutting out the segments from between the membrane. Just makes a little bit nicer presentation and a better mouthfeel for the salad. Look at my hands. They're stained with the blood of oranges. Oh, look at that cutting board. I was able to get most of that stain off with baking soda. I'm going to do some star fruit. I'm cutting the garnish first with this because I thought those little stars would look pretty. And then I'm just going to cut the rest of those 2 star fruits into chunks. Those were like the biggest star fruits I've ever seen. Holy moly, they were huge, but super delicious. One thing that's nice about this recipe is that if you like pineapple, put some pineapple in there. If you don't like star fruit, leave the star fruit out. Make it your own. Make it whatever's seasonally available. Okay, you can make it how you want. Okay, now I'm going to do a regular orange, just for some contrast in color. And I'm supreming these as well. Get those oranges into the bowl and toss really well. Now we're going to start building the syrup for the fruit salad. Going to zest a lime, because as long as you're using the juice, you may as well use the zest. That's my philosophy. I've got some crystallized ginger too. Man, was that stuff expensive. Pablo, if you're interested in learning how to make it yourself, let me know. And all of you watchers out there, if you want to know, let me know in the comments below, and I will do a different video. Next up is the sugar, but as you can see, I used half of it Swerve, which is a sugar substitute made from sugar alcohol. Because Madrina got to watch her sugar, and that is a lot of sugar if you just use plain. Got everything into the pan. We're going to get that boiling. It's important that after you boil it and cook it for a couple minutes, you need to let it cool completely before you pour it over the fruit. Otherwise, you will have a cooked fruit salad, and that's not what we're going for today. Okay, once the syrup's cooled, pour it over the fruit. Now, I know what you're thinking. That is a lot of ginger lime syrup to go on the fruit, but it's okay. We're doing this on purpose because it's going to give us a bonus recipe to make, and we'll talk more about that in a little bit. Get your fruit salad wrapped up. Get your garnishes wrapped up and get everything into the fridge. Okay, now it's the next morning. Let's finish up the fruit salad. We're going to take it out of the fridge. And the first thing we're going to do is try and remove most of that juice. I'm just using a turkey baster here and putting it into a little tiny pitcher that I happen to have. And we're going to reserve that for our secret bonus recipe coming up in just a minute. Let's get those garnishes on there. Just going to arrange the sliced kiwi and starfruit around the rim of that plate. You know what also would be really pretty on here would be like the little pips from inside a pomegranate, if you've got one of those, or if you wanted to sprinkle on some unsweetened coconut. I think that would be delicious as well. You just be inventive and do it however you want. I realize not everybody has the same bowl as I do. Let's get the fruit salad served up too. And let's mix up our bonus recipe here. We're going to fill a pitcher with ice and club soda or seltzer and mix in some of that leftover syrup. And it'll be like the best fruity ginger ale, fresh ginger ale that you've ever had. And then finally, mangiamo. Let's eat. It's brunch time. Okay, Pablo. We're coming in. We just rounded third and we're heading for home. We've got one more recipe to make, and that's the mini maple pork chops to go with the French toast casserole, the breakfast slaw, and the ginger fruit compote. Are you ready for some maple pork chops?
Let's do it.
Okay, I'll see you in the next video.